It is my pleasure to address all the participants of the 22nd session of the United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly. Let me begin by congratulating the UNWTO for bringing together so many important stakeholders from across the world. The collaborations that this event continues to create among our authorities and businesses makes a clear commitment to engage in innovative strategies for the future development of the tourism industry. At times of unfortunate global uncertainty, we must do even more to seize opportunities to come together, to connect, to befriend, and to work in synergy. I believe that we must continue to take practical actions to ensure that the potential for peace through tourism is at the heart of all our endeavors. Let me also take this opportunity to say that it was my pleasure to meet with His Excellency Mr. Taleb Rifai, Secretary General of the UNWTO, both in Malta and in Spain, earlier this summer. I was pleased to continue our discussions regarding the importance of sustainable tourism as a means to nurture peace, to foster social solidarity, and to promote prosperity for all of humanity. I must commend His Excellency, Mr. Rifai, for his arduous work and passion to make the tourism sector an effective driver for socio-economic growth across the world. Moreover, it was my pleasure to connect the UNWTO with the Mediterranean Tourism Foundation, which is a regional active organization committed to this important socio-economic vision. Let me quote from the Foundation's ethos, which says that the Mediterranean Tourism Foundation is committed to revitalize efforts to transform the Mediterranean into an area of peace, cooperation, and prosperity by investing and promoting sustainable tourism growth across the region. I believe that we must use every opportunity at our disposal, especially at this critical time in the history of our world, to take a regional approach to transform our nations and nurture processes of dialogue and connection. When it comes to my own region, the Mediterranean, it is clear that there is an urgent need for us to promote dialogue, to connect and befriend, so as to create sustainable peace and holistic well-being. Unfortunately, nations on both shores of the Mediterranean Sea have experienced, and some are still experiencing, situations of economic precarity, social upheaval, and conflict. However, it is equally clear that our Mediterranean region is one of the most diverse and beautiful parts of the world. The Mediterranean brings together different continents and cultures in an area where cooperation and prosperity can flourish if we follow a vision of unity and socio-economic development. For this reason, I believe we must seize every opportunity to ensure that tourism in our Mediterranean region maximizes its potential as a socio-economic catalyst for the promotion of peace. We must respond now by creating an environment of responsible investment and sustainable development. Most essentially, we must keep encouraging processes of peace, prosperity, and well-being, not only in the Mediterranean, but across our world. I firmly believe that these goals can and will be put into practical action by also focusing the efforts of the tourism industry to become a powerful contributor to global peace and prosperity. In fact, the lives of countless individuals and families and their communities and businesses are already benefiting from increased investment in the peace-building potential of tourism. This fact is made clear in the United Nations Agenda 2030 and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. In particular, Sustainable Development Goal number 8 focuses on the importance of sustainable economies. This international commitment to sustainable economies, it is also being emphasized by the UNWTO during this year dedicated to sustainable tourism for development. I am proud to be a special ambassador for the International Year of Sustainable Tourism for Development, making my own contributions to further these essential goals. I believe that sustainable approaches to the peace-building potential of tourism will help to transform people's lives by changing their perceptions and giving them a new understanding to respect diverse cultures. Through this gift of understanding, the respect that we feel towards one another will naturally increase. Through tourism, we are therefore capable of initiating new connections and new friendships, which will have positive effects on entire communities and societies. Therefore, let me encourage you, throughout your deliberations during this conference, to continue promoting and encouraging strategies for meaningful connection through tourism among the diverse sectors of your nations and among your diverse communities. We must ensure that tourism continues to strengthen the social, political, and commercial relationships that exist across our different nations by providing a common ground where multiple stakeholders can work together in synergy, while also attracting visitors and investment from all over the world. Let us also remember that tourism can create opportunities for citizen and cultural diplomacy and the participation of civil society by promoting a stable environment in which the work of peace building can take place. In conclusion, let me draw your attention to some important indicators gathered by the World Travel and Tourism Council in last year's Tourism as a Driver of Peace report. Research clearly reveals that there is a connection between tourism and positive peace, and I quote from this research: "A positive correlation between tourism, sectors that show sustainability in social, cultural, economic, political, and environmental areas with positive peace." End quote. Positive peace is not simply the absence of violence or armed conflict. Positive peace is a deep-rooted transformation which must be embraced within and among our communities to strive for beneficial changes across our social, economic, and cultural lives. It is only in this way that we can make peace a sustainable reality. Finally, let me encourage you to continue with your efforts in the hospitality industry so that together with all the stakeholders working within tourism, it will be possible for the private sector to play a powerful role as a contributor to securing and nurturing a global culture of positive peace and holistic well-being for the benefit of all our communities, our societies, and our nations. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the outcomes of your deliberations.